everybody. Welcome to today's discussion about Chengdu and Chongqing, our beloved twin city that everyone's been talking about recently. On October 20th, China has published the guideline book on construction of Chengdu-Chongqing economic circle, trying to make it the fourth engine of China's economic development. What does the two city like for expats living here, and what does the economic circle mean to them? Today, I'm very lucky to be joined by two guests who have been living in the two cities for many years. So on my left is Shaz. He's currently an English teacher in Sichuan University.
I'm from London. I was born and raised in London. I came here 10 years ago, and I've been living and working here ever since.
Joining us online is Professor Frank from the US. He's currently living in Chongqing.
My first experience was I was able to come to China in 2008, and I spent nearly 3 months in Chengdu. And then around 2017, I had an opportunity to come back to China. I visited Chengdu and started spending some time at Chongqing and with my current university, Southwest University.
It's got to be something about this city that's keeping you here. Otherwise, you wouldn't have lived here for so many years.
I love the infrastructure. It's relatively easy to get around, even with the mountains. We have some pretty iconic sites downtown around the river area. Hongyodong is a pretty cool area where it's like buildings stacked on top of buildings on top of buildings. Yeah. Instead of it being just a giant skyscraper, it's more of a traditional style. It looks like something from like old Hong Kong movie or something. Or
you guys have been here for at least 5 years or more than a decade. And that's a decade of drastic change for both cities, right? Sure. What are you going to say in terms of the dramatic or significant change that you have witnessed here in Chengdu?
When I first came here, there was only two lines, metro lines, line 1, line 2. The explosion of the metro development has been amazing to see. Coming from London, I'm used to being able to have to take the metro around. Right. But I never really enjoyed it in London because it's old and expensive. And then in Chengdu, it's new and clean and convenient and cheap. So I do find myself taking the metro more often now.
Not just infrastructure development, but also the artistic feeling of the infrastructure development, right? Chongqing, the monorail, they have this train going through a building, just right through the building.
Right, I've seen pictures of that.
I've
never,
The high speed rail for me is number one. I mean, you can be from Chongqing to Chengdu in an hour, or vice versa. I mean, that's remarkable.
It's so convenient. With the high speed railway, I think it runs sometimes at almost 400 kilometers per hour, and you can even order takeout on high speed railway.
I've heard about that.
Yeah, you can order takeout. It's gonna take less time for me to travel to Chongqing than me traveling to my home, which is in Chengdu.
Right.
The comparison between Chengdu and Chongqing is not new, and they have this intertwined history that went back to thousands of years ago.
Sure.
What do you see that comparison? Is that real rivalry or is just teasing with each other?
No, I think it's. I've always seen it as part of Sichuan, in terms of culture, in terms of food and the people, and obviously the language. So yeah, I mean, for me, it's more like a friendly rivalry. And just like in England, certain cities, have friendly banter between them, and I see the same parallels between these two cities here. Hot pot is one of the things that Chengdu people say, our hot pot is better, and Chongqing people say, no, our hot pot is better.
Right.
But actually, I do prefer, between the two, I do prefer Chongqing Hoguo a little bit.
Yeah, if you're in Chongqing, you better say Chongqing. I'll just say that. Yeah. People in both cities have been very friendly and welcoming. I don't feel that one city is, angrier or meaner than the other. In general, the vibe is a very positive vibe in both places. I mean, they're basically like essentially sister cities in a way. I mean, they look a little different maybe on the surface there, but I think there's a lot more that they have in common with each other. So no, it's always friendly, always friendly.
Probably the last question would be, what does the economic circle mean to each and every one of you personally?
We don't know yet exactly how things are going to look in a few years once that bonding process has become more settled and stable and complete. But I'm confident that there will be new opportunities and there'll be new areas for people to work in and try things in and set up businesses or contribute their skills. I'm looking forward to seeing what comes up.
And yeah, similar to Shaz, I mean, we'll see how it plays out. I mean, it's kind of speculation at this point, but I would expect maybe some good educational opportunities as far as exchanges between universities or schools. Again, we'll just see how it goes. But I mean, I think if anything, it's just going to bring the cities closer together, though. So
There's competition and collaboration. There's rivalry and brotherhood. There's bickering and cuddling at the same time. And now because of the economic circle, there will be definitely more opportunities for collaborations between the two cities. And we're all excited to see how that future holds for everyone, each one of us. That's how we wrap it up today. And thank you, Shaz. Thank you, Frank. Thank you guys for watching this discussion. We'll see you next time.